Hey everyone, welcome back. Tonight we're going to talk about, I'm going to teach a class on red snowflake ornaments, and this is what it looks like. We are going to do decoupage with this pretty napkin. You can actually get any napkin with snowflakes, or if you prefer snowman, or Santa Claus or whatever. This I got at the Dollar Tree. Everything I'm going to be using tonight for the supplies I bought at the Dollar Tree. So let's get started. Bear with me please as I get this all set up for you. Okay. Oops, gotta go the other way, I guess. Okay. There we go. Okay, so you're going to want to buy your napkins, and it doesn't matter what kind you prefer. What we're going to do is we're going to use, I bought this. This is popcorn, what they call this, styrofoam, the smaller little styrofoam popcorn foam here. Get this at the Dollar Tree. You want the tinier ones instead of the larger ones, because you want it to look like snow. Okay, so this is actually going to go at the end in here, probably about 2 inches up, so it looks like snow at the end. So we'll put this aside for now. Okay. You're going to want to buy one of these at the Dollar Tree. You should have some small craft scissors. You could also use large for this, but I recommend using smaller ones for all my craft projects. But it's up to you. Then you're going to want paper towels. I had already cleaned my ornament. You're going to need rub and alcohol. You could get this at the Dollar Tree as well to clean your ornament. And some red ribbon that you buy at the Dollar Tree as well. And I measured that out to be about 12 inches to give me enough room when I tie it at the end. It'll give me plenty of room. Then you're also going to buy Crafter Square, these little ribbons, which look very cute with this ornament. You could use, I recommend using the red, because you're going to have, of course, this red napkin. If you have any green in the napkin you buy for Christmas, then use green. Just use your own judgment, whatever will look nice. This is a decoupage class. And so there's your napkins in a package. And okay, I also already cut a piece to make it quicker, the class. But this napkin, as you can see, it came with the white side, so that you don't even need. And then, of course, that these two, so I can make another, I could decoupage another ornament at another time. So I just saved that. And then the Mod Podge, which is, I just use Mod Podge for, says for glass and wood. This is a multi-Mod Podge for the ornament, so it'll work well. And you can use a sponge brush, or I just use this for my crafts. And I already took one of the ribbons out, so I'll put that aside for later, because that's going to go at the top of the ornament. And so we're going to just start. You're going to take the top off. Once it's all dry from the rub and alcohol, then you're going to want to just start with the decoupage. Now you would take your napkin and take your ornament, and you want it to, you'll be able to see through if you're looking straight on at it. So you're going to want to align it to what you want to see when you look through that ornament. Of course, I'm going to want to see the snowflakes, as much snowflakes as I can, that I'm going to get in here. So I'm going to work with that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take the glue and I'm going to go around and do it halfway, all the way onto the edges and just get halfway, all the way in the front. Don't put any glue at all in the back. Well, actually, it's going to be your back you're decoupaging with the napkin up against it so that it ends up looking like that, or however you position it. And you look head on, straight on. Okay, so we're going to get started. Take my decoupage, pour some in the paper plate. There we go. And then I take my finger, I put it in here because I don't want to get any glue on my fingers. So hold it like that. Actually, you just hold it like that. And you figure about where halfway is and you just go around. Okay, you're going to put all your glue halfway, about halfway. There you go. Just, you don't want to get any on the neck of this, because you're not going to be gluing the top. That's going to have that metal insert. So just go around, as you can see, just go around to it's in the middle, halfway on the edge. Okay, so you do. Just do halfway. Okay, that's it. You don't need to put a thick coat. You don't want to put too light, but you don't need to put it too thick either. So go where you think it's halfway. That's it. Glue in. Then once you're all done with that, just smooth it out a little. Then you position your napkin. You'll lay it down. I'm going to lay it on my board, but you can lay it down on another paper plate. I wouldn't recommend laying it in the glue. So I'm going to position it where I think I want it to be. And where I want this star, I want some star, at least a star or two in there. And then and turn it over. To move it a little bit. There we go. Fold it in. Smooth it out a little. Then you're going to take the Mod Podge and you're going to go from the middle out. Just wet it right. It's going to stick where you. Oops, sorry. I forgot to tell you, just put your finger back in there. Any finger, whatever. I recommend the index finger. Okay, it's easier to hold. And then, of course, middle to the end. That's all you do. Take the decoupage, go from the middle out, middle out. Okay, that's it. And it doesn't matter if you get any on if you go further out, because what you glued in the inside is going to matter, not this on the outside. So as long as you don't get the glass, the other part, the plastic there, the ornament. Now that's a little wrinkly, so I'm going to gently try and de-wrinkle it. You don't want to pull too hard, because if you do, it's going to, there, it's going to mess it up. There we go. I don't look like I got much up there. That won't be too much of a problem. Okay, you got to be careful on the corners. Got to get some in there. I might have went a little too short. You don't want to do that on the top, but it's not too bad. And you just go center out. That's it. Okay. Like that. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to let it dry for a little bit. If I see any wrinkles, I saw a wrinkle there. I had to pull it a little bit, but be gentle when you pull it. Very gentle. Like I said, you don't want to rip it. And you're just going to lay it on the front there, and you're going to let it dry. I would give it like an hour or so, maybe a little longer till it dries. Not too sure. If I recollect, it takes about a good hour. Okay. I accidentally got some in the front. Don't want that. So you can just take a little rubbing alcohol. I got it off with my finger. I was lucky. Just gonna push that back a little. See the front, like I said, it doesn't matter how much glue you get over here, because when you first did it on the other side underneath, that's what matters. If you get some out here, it doesn't matter, but you don't want to get it within here at all. Okay, none at all. And if you do, then you would just take paper towel, put yourself some rubbing alcohol. I did get a little spot and a little further over. Take some rubbing alcohol and go in there and just wipe it off. Just clean it off. Okay, that's it. There we go. A little bit on the top there too. Oh, I did that. Okay, so that's what it looks like right now. And we're just going to let it dry. I'm going to turn it over and we'll come back. Okay, we'll be right back. Hi guys, we're back. So it's all nicely dried. And what I wanted to show you is sometimes, well, most of the time when you do decoupage, you usually go in the corner and you tear off the white part, the back of it. Okay. This was difficult to tear off, and it was thin enough that I wanted to leave it. And besides, I wanted this to come out like this, you know, to see the white in it. However, you don't see, you just see the natural, you see the front of the napkin in there, but you have white. And what I didn't want is this in the front, the same in the back. So if you had torn off the white paper in the corner, made it really thin, it's much more difficult to work with, especially when you're doing an ornament. So with that said, we want this white, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, so next we're just going to trim it. Just trim it on the sides. I need my glasses. Hold on, please. Okay, so we're going to just trim it. Just trim where it's to the end where it's glued. Make sure you get it all off. You want a nice smooth look. Okay. Just trim it. Trimming it. You don't want to cut where you've glued it, but you want to trim the edge of it. A nice smooth look. Okay. Just like so. Okay. So we just put that aside, and this is what it looks like. Not very nice inside. Okay. And next you're going to want to get well, you're going to cut a 12-inch ribbon, put that aside. You were going to get one of the bows. It's going to be in the supply list of that. Crafter Square Mini Bows. You could use you could use green, red. I recommend, if obviously the ornament's going to be red, then you would use red, but that's your preference. Okay. But before we put the bow on and finish it all up, we do have to take care of the back. Okay. Actually, I would recommend putting the bow on first. There we go. Just take your 12-inch thing, ribbon, and then go about halfway down, a little more, probably 2/3 down. Tie it, make a knot there, or double knot it. Okay. And make the, hold on. Oops, sorry about that. That must be my phone. I'm gonna turn that off. Apologize for that. Turn that off. Okay, so that's about 1, 2, 3 inches, 3 inches for the ribbon. You're gonna, the reason why I like it longer, it's best to have it longer so you can be able to tie it without it being too short. So next thing you're gonna do is just take the ribbon, and you can put it, you can hot glue it, you know, at the base. You can just tie it. I like to tie it up here with a ribbon to cover where I just knotted it. So, and then I will glue it. So just tie it at the top like that. There's 2 silver pieces. And just make another knot. And my fingers are a little fat here. It's harder to do, but oops. That's what I get for having fat fingers. You know, you can glue it. I like to tie it, make a little knot, and then glue it. Just gives it that extra bonding. Let's see. There we go. Yeah. And then I just trim off this. Oops. Trim off the excess piece, the silver. Don't go too low, but low enough. And then trim the other side, like so. And then just trim this. You can trim it or you can leave it. I'll just have the extra ribbon, but I like to trim it. There we go. And I'll just take a little bit of my glue, fabric glue, glue gun, whatever you have, to glue that to the bow, in the back of it. Just give it, makes it seal better, stronger. Excuse me, there we go. All right. Here we go. So now we have this looking like that. Okay. Cute little bow. I'm going to fix the back. Decorate the back, I should say. Okay. So that, while that's gluing, we are going to get our glitter glue out, which you can buy. Sometimes the Dollar Tree has them. I think I did get this at the Dollar Tree or craft store. I think red glitter glue will do. Okay. Let's get the ribbon out. Clean this up a little. Bring the ribbon over there. Just get a Q-tip. Okay. And sometimes they just blotch it. You got to be careful. Well, you won't really crack the plastic ornament here, but I just squeeze it out, bunch of it. Okay, just squeeze it all out like that. There you go. Now, what I do is hold it at the base, at the top. And then what I'm going to do is, you really want to, okay, so you just swirl it around. Just swirl it around there. You want to get the outer edges because you don't want that to stick out, just in case, you know, it's a little crooked there. So you got to get on the edges. There we go. You definitely want the outer edges to be red. You don't want any white. It doesn't matter if there's white in here because it'll look like snow. That's okay. See? And just swirl it around. Oops. Another thing you can do if what's happening here is starting to move the where the bow is and the connection. So you can just pull it out temporarily and put your finger in there. It makes it easier. That way you can get it at the top as well. Really get the edges, swirl it around. Like an abstract look here. But the beauty about this red glitter with this white background is it's going to come out all nice and sparkly with look like snow. So it's going to be a different design. Well, it'll look similar to the front, but not. It'll be just as pretty. Okay, see what I'm doing? Doesn't matter how much. Well, you don't want too much, but you don't want too little. And just make sure you get the edges. Like I said, you want it to look red. And if there's some white, there's white. It's no big deal. It's your preference, okay? So just go like that. There we go. Yeah. See? That pretty? Wait till it dries. Oh, it needs some more on the edge here. There we go. We're almost done. There. See? That's what it came out to look like. And then there's the other side. Now, what I'm going to do is carefully hold this in the front so I can put the ribbon, the top piece back. Or what I might do is just, well, let's see if we can, only because I want to show you what it looks like. We won't have to come back. Get any glue on you, just take a paper towel and wipe it off. So this is it. This is our final product. Okay, so that is the back. And we turn it around. There is the front. Isn't that beautiful? See? Turn off this light. Maybe you can see it better. So there's the front. Okay. And there is the back. Now we're going to let that dry. Now, another thing I have done, I have already done one, still a little bit wet, but just to show you the difference. Now, there's the back of that one, similar. But this one, see what's in there? You can also do it, and I also put the bow at the base, at the bottom of the ribbon here, right there. I forgot to glue it, but you can glue it. But you notice in this one, it has little styrofoam, little, people use this for snow in their ornaments. You buy this at the Dollar Tree as well. And I'll put that in the list of supplies. But if you wanted this look with the snow, you can do that, or you can do this one. So, and your preference as to where you want the bow. Okay. There we go. So we have that one without pellets for the snow. And we have this one the pellets with the snow, and this ribbon's at the top and this one's at the bottom. So I'm gonna let those both dry, and that's it. That's it for our class. I hope you enjoyed it.